Hello everyone, my name is Brett, and sometimes I wear a beret, and sometimes I get a big freaking package in the mail. Nice. This just showed up today when I got home. I was very excited to see it, and I couldn't really live my life until I dealt with it. I think I know who it's from, but because there are no distinguishing labels on it, I can't tell you until I open it up. So that said, let's open it up. So this is what I thought it was going to be. X-Shot reached out to me on Instagram and they said they would be interested in sending me some blasters to review. And it appeared that the only reason they did that was because they liked my review of their Reflex 6. Specifically, they liked my mod video of the Reflex 6 where I used it in a game and just talked about it. That's kind of crazy to me. My one video of an X-Shot blaster, and they decided, you know what? Deal. We'll send this guy some stuff. And I'm very appreciative of that, X-Shot. Like I said, I've liked your products. I just haven't picked up a lot of them in the past. So here we go. We have the XS. There's a lot of X's in your life, isn't there, X-Shot? The Turbo Fire. And then at the very bottom, we have the Regenerator. So now I have blasters in front of me, and thank you once again to X-Shot for sending these over. You really didn't have to, but I'm very appreciative of them. And maybe one day you'll like me enough to add me to your X-Shot league, because I would wear the heck out of all that swag. Let's open some of these first. Let's shoot them a little bit on camera, but then I'll actually use these elsewhere and show you what they're actually made of. Well, you know what they're made of. They're made of plastic. I do the best videos. Blaster Hub Dart Range Test Winner. The fact that they would go to lengths to include that on the box is pretty awesome, so good job, Buff Daddy, you made it. And discs. Oh, it didn't fall, just one. Oh. So the bottom cylinder just completely spins free when you're not doing anything with it. That's a lot of freedom. And to swap cylinders, you do just flip it over manually. In one way, that ensures reliability. In another way, I can see it being a little less fun to do with, you know, say your off finger. The top slot for the discs is what it is. I don't know why this is still a thing. In order to fire those, you would prime as per usual, which would also get one of the cylinder slots in position. So you would ideally be firing both at the same time. That just, oh yes. Almost making it across my room. What ranges? Such performance. But luckily I know that the real power is associated with the main dart blaster. Dang, yeah, that's powerful. Good grief. The top slide is feeling a little hollow with the plastic up here, which is kind of unfortunate since your hand is going to be gripping this almost as often as it's going to be literally gripping the blaster, you know, because firing is necessary. But overall, pretty solid little pistol, and I would feel pretty comfortable using it. Nope, I didn't fire off a last dart. You'll need to learn how to count to 6 still. Oh well. Cool. Next. That's a lot of darts. How many darts? 48 darts. And our Turbo Fire is free. Yeah, it's a pretty good size for me. I'm a small guy. Yeah, okay, may not be using that, but I can if I want to. So we've got 20 slots in this cylinder that you can fire out of, and it looks like the 8 on the inside are just for dart holding, which is not a terrible idea if you've got the extra real estate, right? I do have to say that one thing I very much like about the traditional X-Shot color scheme it's just that, it's the color scheme. White with dark blue and the orange accents for like the trigger, the nozzle, the barrel. I really like that. The Nerf equivalent can be seen with the Cam ECS 12. Even if you don't like the blaster's function because it is just a strife, it looks freaking cool. It's one of my favorite blaster shells out there. So the fact that X-Shot has that as their primary color scheme really, really pleases me. Christ. Maybe a little too easy to rotate the cylinder when I need to. That's one possible complaint. And lastly, let's get the big boy out of the package, the regenerator. One thing I find very interesting with these blasters is that none of them have instructions included with them. It's all just on the back of the box, which I can understand. It's a good save of paper that most people throw out, and you can just look at the box if you don't get rid of it too fast. But I like my instructions. X-Shot, what am I supposed to put on my wall? And stuff. Hooray. All right, let's build our blaster. Tactical options are available. Long barrels, long. Well, they went full modular and full tactical. I mean, it works. I did just notice as well, there's no space here, that these clips have numbers on the side so you can actually look down and see what number you're on. It is still hard to see which direction this is feeding, especially if you... okay, I'm not looking. I'm gonna say maybe it's this one? Nope, wrong way. Ultimately, clips like these just haven't really caught on because it's hard to load them reliably. With a magazine, you know exactly what you're doing, but with a clip, you might have to shuffle for a minute or two, look at the arrows, and even here, you know, the slot is actually wider than the clip itself, so am I trying to put it in the front, or am I going in the back? Oh, it's in the back. And the fact that I can slide this through with relative ease is also a concern for an actual game situation. Accidentally, like, gets shifted down a little bit, or you run this into the side of like a tree or a barricade, and suddenly you're skipped all the way back, and you have to manually adjust it, or just focus on dry firing for a bit to get your shot back to where you were. And at least this one, they actually give you 2 clips with it, and you can put the clip in the stock, just like that. And that's nice and secure. So this is actually, you know, a stock with a purpose. And it looks like you can move these dart holders around onto the stock as well if that's what you want to do. And so in reality, using a blaster like this in its most compact form, okay, we can put the little sight on it. The sight that does nothing. What does that do? This does nothing. In its most compact form, this honestly isn't that bad, but let me actually fire a dart through. So when I put it in immediately, it wants to go to this position, and that's already 1 dart beyond. Nope, it was 2 darts beyond. How did that happen? But if I want to go back and try and fire those first 2 darts, I have to be... Man, yeah, I have to have this with like 50% of this slot open and 50% of it occupied by this clip, which kind of, it's not what's gonna happen when you shove a magazine or a clip in there. Even though like 2 clips is great, once you lose those, you're done. You can't use the blaster, you can't just shove a dart in there and fire my dart, darn it. The general silhouette of it is pretty appealing to me, so I'm happy that they gave that a chance. And similar, yeah, these are 2 kind of unique designs in my opinion that I'm glad to have. I'm going to take these to some games and test them out because that's what I'm going to do with blasters that I have. And let's see just how they fare against other people. And before we do that, I guess we'll do some chronograph tests as well with the included ammo. So let's get to that now. All right, to the chronograph, starting with the XS, and I did figure out that all 3 of these blasters can fit standard full-length darts, so I'm just using Nerf Elites as the other point of testing compared to the standard X-Shot darts. In this case, the cylinder that has X-Shot darts spins very freely, and the other Nerf full-length darts do not spin as freely. But actually, let's see if we can start with the discs on top. Oh yes, I don't think they'll fit. Oh yes, 8.5. Was that it? Okay, well there's our data point, 8.5. Darts, X-Shot. 79. 78. 40. 83, 70, 79. And that 40 shot, I need to learn how to aim. Call that one an outlier. Nerf Elite, 72. No, it is catching. It's not happy with those full-length darts. 72. Yeah, it's not having a good time. 64. There we go. 72. 73. 68. All right, so performance was pretty similar with those as well, though it seemed like it was not having a good time rotating, whereas if there's nothing in there, both of the cylinders rotate just fine. Next up, Turbo Fire, which can easily fit standard X-Shot darts and full-length Nerf darts. So we will start with X-Shot. There we go, 85. That's more like it. 86. 85. 81. 81. 75. 74. All right, and we're about at the Nerf. 68. 73. 63. 77. 75. 60. 75. All right, and that was all the ones I had. Overall, when I was able to fire straight, they were pretty good. Last up, we have the Regenerator, and it can definitely take standard X-Shot and Nerf Elite. So I have this first clip loaded up with X-Shot, and the next one will be Elite darts. 69, 67, 65, 70, 69, 70, 68, 69, 70. Nope, one more. 71. All right, so a little bit lower, but about Nerf par. Now we've got the Nerf. 55, 67, 68, 61, 65, 67, 68, 53, saw that bounce, 68, and 67. So once again, around the Nerf par, which may not be super impressive, but still serviceable in my opinion. I could still, yeah, I'd run that no more.
Did you get me first, probably?
It's okay, you have another second.
I know, but now you know where I am.
Now you know where I am. Help! What?
Oh god, okay, don't get too crazy.
Hold up.
Keep one foot on the ground.
Not dead yet. This is my final stand. Yep, gotcha. X-Shot, what are you doing? You can't do that to me, X-Shot.
Zombie or no?
I have a blaster. That's true. So when you start loading miscellaneous darts in this, it gets upset, which is a problem for reliability.
Oi! Yeah, we'll just put it right there.
You... Oh!
Oh, nice!
They're in the walls! They're in the walls!
Oh, this guy.
Woo!
Aiding the enemy?
I'm baiting the enemy. Oh, it didn't fire. Well, there we go.
Oh, thank goodness.
X-Shot, why? It's good range. Sight. Oh, sorry. I reacted.
That's nice. I like that. I got another nice
faces.
Got him. Oh, whoops. Don't mock my accuracy. Oh, yeah.
So now that I have used all three X-Shot blasters in an indoor and outdoor setting, I have my final thoughts on all three of these blasters, starting with my preferred of the three. It should be pretty obvious because I got the most gameplay footage with it. The Turbo Strike is pretty dang awesome. Now, the top sight, well, unfortunately, that's gone. I don't know where that went, but that fell off and was nowhere else to be found, so whoops-a-daisy. But the blaster itself is still in perfect working condition, and I really enjoyed using this one. And not just me, a lot of other people use this blaster over the course of like 3 days, because when someone needed a blaster to borrow because they didn't want to use their Maverick, this was what I gave them, and I saw them running around the field and having a good time. Because it's really intuitive. You load the outside cylinder, you prime it back, you fire. It's easy, it's pretty effective, and it's fun. It's comfortable enough. It's got a pretty good look to it, and it does have slam fire. I didn't actually realize that at first, but that's a nice feature. Good job, X-Shot. This one is a winner. The Turbo Strike came with a good number of darts. Takes any dart, pretty much, that you can shove in the front. Won't get jammed as long as you put it in all the way. It is fun. It is good. I like it. Next up, the XS. Now, little XS. Oh, poor little XS. Discs, still why? I don't see the need for these discs. They are not necessary. These cheap little foam discs. And with X-Shot darts, it's pretty good. I wish it worked better with other darts too, because as I was trying to be a little more adventurous in my game, I loaded up, miscellaneous ammo, and I was chasing down zombies. And unfortunately, that didn't go so well when it didn't rotate the cylinder because a dart was a little too close to this plastic up here. Not a complete letdown, I just had those thoughts about it, and I don't need these discs. And lastly, the regenerator. I unfortunately don't think I got any footage with this one, and that's just because I'm a human and sometimes forget, or sometimes my GoPro dies, and that's not important. When I used it, it was fine. It was fun. I had problems with, putting the clip too far in. I think it's the least powerful of the three, and that kind of showed on the field, but I was able to load not just X-Shot darts into these clips and get performance, which was a good thing because that would have been a problem. The accessories are what they are. I mean, I still have this one on the blaster, but there's nothing in there that's too special. I've got you in my sights. Oh my gosh, I never even realized this is another tactical rail. Oh no, scopes on scopes on scopes. It's mixed bag for me, but I like that it comes with a lot of options. And if that's something that appeals to you, this blaster may also appeal to you. I think for the price, Regenerator was the most expensive. I have seen it on sale in many places, and it's similar to the Turbo Strike right now. So if you had to choose between the two, I might go with the Turbo Strike, but at least both of them also come with a good amount of darts. Let me just do some final stacking of stuff, now you can see everything. Perfect. Thank you once again to X-Shot for sending these my way. It is always fun to test out some new blasters. I pretty much just brought these with me the whole weekend of my foam flinging activities, and that was what I had besides a few other blasters that I needed to use for a certain I'd Run That in a War episode. Also hoping maybe X-Shot you would consider me for your X-Shot League. I would rock the heck out of an X-Shot League shirt, but that's just me. Thank you everyone for watching, if you've watched to the very end, and I will see you later.